So we're with you again in the Mind Spa, trying to push the boundaries a little further ahead in terms of where we were yesterday. Constant step. Now, I want to share with you a direction that I'm really believing that we really need to go in. And I'm calling this work life beyond COVID-19, reimagining the future. I am conceptualizing the ultimate one-day workshop. Look, every business, every individual, every nation has been consumed with the coronavirus, the pandemic, and all the issues related. Now, it has affected every aspect of what we have been doing for this year and last year. But I think we really now have to start preparing to go beyond COVID-19. A mindset shift is required, absolutely necessary. And I believe that we can do this. Here's my plan. It is necessary to look at all of these steps and to see how we are going to get there. We can begin with the fact that the unimagined has happened. We never thought this would ever happen now. The world come to a halt, borders closed down, a pandemic, every aspect of life impacted, but it has happened. We now have to make some significant changes and prepare ourselves for 2022. Life and work as we knew it will never be the same again. So we can't talk about going back. There's no going back. It is now time to let go and grow. To borrow a phrase, it's now time to build back better. How did we get to this? What were the weaknesses? What weaknesses showed up? What resiliences showed up? What are some strengths that we had no idea that we had? So you as a business person, you as a manager, you as a company head, you as a professional, you as an entrepreneur, you have to consider all of these things. That what you never planned for has happened, but there's no going back. But the problem is, how do you build something out of nothing? How do you create the future? And here's where we come in. We're figuring a one-day session, really to walk with you through this whole piece, step by step by step. So what will you do in this session? We'll examine all the previous assumptions, all the sacred cows in your business and in your industry. What are the things that nobody believed that could ever change, and as a result, kept you back? We believe it's now time to learn all the lessons. Many lessons became apparent as a result of the pandemic. Now, those who don't learn the lessons will be forced to repeat the experience. I'm not sure I want to do that. But I also believe that the answers are within you collectively. Every member of the organization have some new insights. So here's what I envision. A one-day session with all the decision makers, all the managers. But then you would invite some specific individuals. There's some supervisors who really show some insight. There's some line staff who really show that they are capable of conceptualizing and that they have insights that they could share with the organization. Bring them together for one day. And we have a series of processes to work you through. First of all, we have the 8 lessons that we have extracted so far. And say the week before the workshop, everyone will have access to those videos and those papers so as you come really prepared to reconceptualize the future. And then we bring it all to life and to recreate the future. Can you imagine? The future, they say, look, either you create it or circumstances create it or someone else will create it for you. But one of the problems, when someone creates the future for you, chances are they don't have you in mind. So we believe that you as a professional, you need to go through an exercise like this to actually prepare you for the next phase. You as a company, you as an organization. So this is the kind of time of year people are talking about, prepare how you make the plans for next year. But next year is not just like another next year. This is a special next year because it was like no other ever. We know we are now approaching the end of the pandemic, at least in this phase. Some say we're going from pandemic to endemic because if we don't work through the pieces, then the pieces are going to work with us. So we walked you through the leadership lessons, the laws of the universe lessons, what we learned about touching and breathing over the last couple of years. Relationships have been seriously transformed. The new world of work has been created. Education has been totally transformed. And we are now on the verge of the next pandemic, which is mental health. Right? So we have to find a way to get this done. And we believe it can be done. So you give us a call, and we should make sure that this happens because it is time we go beyond COVID-19 and start to reimagine the future. We had imagined it before, but guess what? That model does not work. That model is null and void because the unimagined has happened. So it's time to start preparing yourself to reimagine the future and to create it. And we believe that in a one-day intensive process where we examine all the pieces, and then each organization will come away with a blueprint how you can get to the best place you need to be beyond COVID-19. So you give us a shout and we can make sure this happens. Till we meet again.